Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk a little bit about prayer, the different ways to pray and if one way is stronger than the other, or where you pray, if one place is a better place than another to pray. Being born and raised in the Catholic Church, my prayer life was always strong and very important. I prayed repetitive prayers like the Rosary, which I still pray to this day, but I usually pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet, which I started praying maybe around 10, 15 years ago. And it's said on the Rosary, but just different prayers. And it's very repetitious, but very meditative for many. And I know a lot of spiritual mediums choose to say the Rosary in the regular way or the Divine Mercy Chaplet. You know, it's because it's repetitive prayer and it kind of quiets that left brain down a little bit, like I talked to you about before. But prayer is prayer. And everybody has to pray in their own way, the way that's most comfortable for them. Now, although I say the Divine Mercy Chaplet before every reading that I do, when I pray, really pray, and need God's assistance in my life, I don't turn to organized prayer. I pray directly to God. I talk to God, just like I'm talking to you now. And there have been times in my life, I can sum it up best. My son, a few years ago, said to me one time, you know, what was God thinking? And there's been many times in my life when I've said to God, what were you thinking? You know, but that's when I think we become a little upset or a little weak, or a little disillusioned with God or with our faith when things in life aren't going the way we would like them to go. When someone that we love is suffering, when someone that we love passes, you know, we tend to question God. I always say that, you know, we kind of keep God in the corner of our lives. Many people do. I try not to, but many people do. Keep him in that corner. And then when the day comes that something is wrong, we tend to pull God out of the corner and can't understand why we don't have a stronger relationship with this God. We're quick to be angry with God. I firmly believe that most people who call themselves atheists are not truly atheists. I think they're just angry with God because their lives didn't go the way they wanted them to. So they're lashing out at God by saying, I don't believe in you. So I myself firmly believe that most of the atheists that claim they're atheists are not. I think they're just very angry, disillusioned people, and they're taking their anger out on God. But having said that, I think that having a strong prayer life is vitally important for everyone. It's important. You know, I respect all religions. If you ask me, you know, what religion I follow, I'm going to tell you that the religion that rings true to me and means the most to me is Catholicism, because that's the religion that I was born and raised in. So I embrace and I love Catholicism. However, I also embrace and love spiritualism, because spiritualism does what Catholicism teaches us to do, which is to open and embrace, receive and understand and accept that we truly are connecting to the next dimension, which many call heaven. So you know, it was very hard for me, as I talked about earlier, being raised in the Catholic Church, going through parochial school, and the nuns and the priests teaching us to communicate, open up your hearts, open up your minds, listen for the voice of God, you know, converse with God. And I did that. And when I would tell the priests and nuns, they would say, no, not good. So it's very confusing, you know, as a child growing up, because I was doing what I was told to do, and then when I did it, you know, they told me it was wrong. So many people like me chose to shut this down best that they could, because they thought that it was wrong. And then, you know, once you reach a certain age and the ability becomes stronger, and you understand that this is a true gift from God, you quickly embrace the fact that this God-given gift is something that was given to you for a reason. And let's use it to the best of our ability. So that's why, you know, most of my clientele are parents who have lost children, and I love what I do with the realization that I can confirm for them that their children are fine and their children are living very, very well in the spiritual life in the next dimension, and that their energy's pulling around the parents or siblings or loved ones left behind on the earth plane. You know, I always say they're only a thought or whisper away. So I'm able to embrace that fact and embrace the acknowledgement that this is a God-given gift, so I will use it to the best of my ability. Okay, so I do respect all religions as long as they're of God's love and light. I always say to people, when we stand before our Creator one day, we will not judge ourselves, nor will we be judged according to the religion that we followed. We will judge ourselves and be judged according to how we lived our life while we were here. So that's what I try to impress on everyone, because that's the most important thing. So, I talk to God in those times of immense need, when I really feel that I need to be closer to Him or her, this God, this Supreme Being. I try very hard to, always stay centered, keep my prayer life very strong. Now, meditation to me is prayer. Prayer and meditation walk hand in hand. To me, they're one and the same. So it's important that I keep both front and center in my life, which I do on a daily basis. I pray every day. I pray as soon as I open my eyes in the morning, and it's the last thing I do before I go to bed. I give thanks that I wake up. I give thanks, before I go to sleep. I pray for those that I love, and I always, always thank God for this wonderful gift and ability. And I always say in my prayers that I promise to do this in a way that's always pleasing to my Creator. So that's first and foremost. So, prayer is very, very important. And if you really want to have a strong relationship with your God, with the angels, with the saints, if you're a spiritual medium and you're doing this work, the one true way to really stay strongly connected to God and all those gifted spiritual beings connected with God, it's through prayer. Okay, so it really doesn't matter how you pray, whether you want to read prayers, you want to from memory recite prayers, you want to say the rosary or holy beads, or any way that you pray. It's all wonderful, because you're acknowledging you're praying to our Supreme Being, to our God. But if you just want to talk to God, as I'm talking to you right now, any way that's right for you is the right way. There's a wonderful medium. His name is John White. He resides half the year in Lilydale, New York, which I'll talk to you about in another airing. And the other half, he lives in Florida, and he also spends a lot of time in India. And he is a wonderful, wonderful medium, very evidential, and an excellent teacher. And he'll always say, when he teaches this work that I do, he'll always say, you take a little bit from this teacher, a little bit from that teacher, but then you'll learn your way, and your way will be the right way. So I think it's true in anything that you do in life, especially with the metaphysical, especially with religion, with prayer. Whatever way is most comfortable for you, that's the way for you. Your way will be the right way. Okay? So just try to make your prayer life a little stronger, increase your meditation time, and I think both of those things will certainly bring more peace into your life and help you to have a stronger relationship with God and Spirit. Okay? So until we meet again, please always stay in God's love and light.